Welcome back to Daily Defi. I hope everyone's doing well. It's August 13th of 2021. Some crazy gains with Cardano in the market, as well as the Graph and Wanchain. We'll be talking about all this and more. Ethereum could pave the way for 100k Bitcoin, says Bloomberg analyst. But we always start DeFi Pulse off with DeFi, we always start Daily DeFi off with DeFi Pulse and juicy NFTs. So total value locked in is at $78.5 billion. Aave dominance is close to that 16% level, and DeFi Pulse Index is above that 400 level, about close to 29 points up on the daily. Pretty interesting as far as that goes. Aave, Curve, Instadap, Compound, Maker, all in that top 5 spots. Beyond that, we have around $2 million transacted in the daily timeframes with non-fungible tokens, down about 40%. I'm kind of seeing this shift, I think, as obviously as a lot of these, the underlying asset that you're valuing these non-fungible tokens in, as that asset rises in price, you're going to see typically volume decrease a little bit, right? Because you can actually get much better prices when Ethereum is around the 2K mark than when Ethereum's at the 3K mark, which we're at currently. So Cardano becoming the number 3 project after a 13% rise. So ADA has become the world's 3rd largest crypto by market cap after the price soared to a 12-week high. We can see that right here in the charts, up about 16% on the daily, right around $2. You can see almost recovering to these all-time highs. Pretty crazy there. I mean, this is in massive speculation of this kind of smart contract, Alonzo kind of upgrade and rollouts, which, hey, I think is all incredible. But when you see a line like this, it makes me a little bit bearish. I'm not saying I'm going to short it necessarily, but it does kind of provide for the situation where you're like, okay, is this a bit too much speculation in this massive rise with everything else? But beyond this interesting article on how this Bloomberg analyst talked about how Ethereum could pave the way for this $100,000 BTC. So this is Mike McGlone, the senior commodity strategist at Bloomberg. He's basically saying that if BTC were to catch up with ETH's performance this year, the number one assets price could approach $100,000. The analyst tweeted, so, a lot of these articles are based on these things like tweets, and I do like some of this technical analysis or on-chain analysis type aspects, but the market decides, right? At the end of the day, it can be all hype. It can be all the sentimental, this thing's going to happen, that thing's going to happen, this thing's going to dump, this thing's going to pump. All these things are mostly just speculation and sentiment, right? So if people believe this has happened, maybe their belief will kind of make it happen. Sometimes this is how things play out. But in another aspect, if everyone's super happy and super sunshine and rainbows, that makes me a little bit more hesitant for at least maybe a short-term recorrection or a correction, maybe down to even just test these levels. For example, here with Cardano, hey, maybe we're just going to retest this level right down here at 175. Not necessarily saying that's going to happen, but I would be watching for that level in the chart if you're looking at a potential short position. Beyond that, about 80% of BTC and ETH, the majority of Bloomberg Galaxy BCGI's performance comes from the broader perception of the firstborn as a global digital reserve asset, plus the acceleration in digitization of the fintech and monetary system. Beyond that, we have the Graph right around 92 cents, up about 17% on the daily. Really hasn't recovered it at all. Wanchain around 85 and up about 14%. Let's see. So yeah, not very interesting charts. Cardano's killing it. Short daily DeFi made it here to Venice, Italy. But that's all for this episode. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe button, all, invest global, and until next time, there's some construction going on, so I'm going to end it out. Invest global, and until next time.